God damn it. I thought I just lost my cough and like I'm finally back to like normal. And of course it keeps coming back.
Rip, dude, I know that feel when you think you're getting better and then it doesn't.
Exactly.
It's just kind of there, but it doesn't actually go away. It's just annoying.
It's the worst. I fucking hate it. I just want to be healthy.
Dude, being sick as a kid was sick, and then you grow up and being sick is actually the worst thing. Yeah, you can't do anything. You don't want to do anything.
Your parents used to take care of you, now they yell at you to get your ass up out of bed.
Yeah. It was like, oh yeah, I'm sick. Now I don't gotta go to school. I can do whatever the hell I want. Exactly. Watch TV, play games. And now it's like, I'm sick. I don't want to do anything but lay in bed and feel miserable.
Why is someone texting me? Just let me go to sleep.
Yeah, I just want to lay down and die.
What's up with it? What is good, everyone? Welcome to The Bakery, an SSBM podcast hosted by your boy, the youngest donut of them all. And with me today, got a very special, legendary guest, my man Trulliam, aka William Truong. How do you say your last name? Is it Truong?
Truong.
Gotcha.
Truong, yeah.
Gotcha. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Just setting us up for another fantastic day of talking about Smash, you know what I mean? So, real quick, if you want to give an introduction about yourself, who you are, what's your life all about, you know, who is Trulliam?
Trulliam, I'm just a guy trying to have a good time, play some video games, and that's pretty much it.
Hell yeah. So you're from Ontario, Canada?
Yeah.
Somewhere up in there? Somewhere up in the neck of the woods?
Canada.
Got you. And what, you were ranked 3rd in Ontario for the winter, right? That was
Was.
What?
New rankings coming out soon. It's not looking good for your boy.
Oh.
But yeah, I've been pretty much blustering out this season, but it's all good. I know what has to happen.
Oh, he's got the plays.
Don't worry, dude. I just have to put together all these pieces, and once all these pieces come together perfectly, I'll be good. It'll all work out.
That's called the beautiful puzzle right there. You put all the pieces together, you make a beautiful puzzle.
I mean, you gotta lose to get to the top, so I'm just taking all my losses now, you know?
Get them done with early, you know?
Yeah.
Why waste time on them shits early? Or later in life? We could just get them all done now. So, you've been, the Falco player of Canada for about as long as that's been around. Did you ever mess around with any other characters?
Yeah, there's actually a time in my career where actually 5 months in, when I got my big tournament win, which is the very first Arcadian, I actually ended up winning with Fox at the very end because at that time I was not confident versus Puff, so my Fox was always kind of there. And then somewhere in my first year of playing, I got really mad at Falco and I played Fox for a while, and then I dual mained. And then I tried for a couple tournaments only Fox, and then for a while now I've only been Falco, and then very recently I've been thinking to dual main Fox or just only play Fox for a couple matchups and maybe teams just a little bit.
He is broken. I mean, you might as well use the broken.
I mean, he's a really good tool to have, and he's right there. And I actually have huge faith in my Fox. I think my Fox can do it. Like, if he was winning tournaments for me 5 months in when I didn't even main him, there's got to be something there.
No, I feel that.
I think I have a decent knack to play him.
No, that's good. It definitely shows too. Like when you're playing one of the Spaceys, I mean, switching to the other one, obviously there's the differences, but I mean. Yeah. I feel like a lot of Smash players will agree that when you've been playing one Spacey, when you transition to the other one, it's nowhere near as difficult as switching to any other character. Just because the Spacey's tools are all very similar, but they're not the same.
Actually, when what I would suggest to newer players not to do this. So if before I actually would have suggested myself not to do it, but when you reach it to a higher level, it gets much easier. When you start to understand all the characters and matchups and what you want to do, then you can start to truly implement what you need.
Right. Yeah, I think that's actually a common thing said by a lot of a lot of just the MIOM players that get ranked, a lot of really anyone that's been playing this game long enough, they have just this set idea that, and it's a really smart idea, like you really shouldn't dual main. You should always stick with one character till you know enough about the game. I'm pretty sure it was in it was a face roll video, wasn't it, on SSBM Tuts or something like that. He talked about that, especially being like Mango Mango got to the top being a puff main his whole life.
Yeah,
Armada, Peach. Exactly. Like you can't really play all these different characters and expect to be one of the greatest super fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Which does actually bring me to a question. How long have you been playing Smash?
November 2013.
Oh, so you're rather new.
I'm an Evo documentary kid. Saw Evo, got pretty interested, and then my cousin showed me the documentary, and then I got super hooked, and I just wanted to go to every tournament and start playing Melee.
Shout out to Metagame, hopefully coming out by the end of this goddamn year.
Yeah, I know, it's taking too long, man. Like, as a doc kid, I want it to come out already. Like, come on.
Well,
just give me stuff.
As a doc kid, I feel the exact same way, but as a college student that like initially was maining, talking in Smash, who was majoring in I was trying to do video and audio. I understand how stressful this probably is for him. He like, what the Samox? Shout out to him. He's busting his ass. I feel for that guy. I know we're gonna get an amazing product in the end. I know we're gonna.
It'll be great.
I'm not patient. Oh my god.
I just try to forget it exists, and then when it pops up, I'll just be super excited.
So I feel the same way, but I'm like, I have the alerts for whenever he does something on YouTube.
Really?
So I keep I get like a random message about like, oh dude, he uploaded an update video, or he did this, and it's like, God damn it, this isn't the full thing. It's such a disappointment. But yeah, no, I feel that actually. So you've only been playing for about roughly 4 years, which...
Yeah, like 3 and something at this point.
Oh yeah, about 3.5, maybe, something like that. And with that, you got to, what? You got ranked 77th?
Yeah, 77.
After only 4 years. That's...
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Ow. That's impressive still. And then with...
Pretty good.
And then with the 2 tournaments that they really had were it was Big House and it was Gommel. And I mean, Gommel, you did great.
Gommel, I didn't do too many big things. Big House was my biggest tournament of the year for sure. Where I beat Atma. I had a really close set with Shroomed, and then I also beat Slox. That was pretty much my biggest parts, but I'd say my biggest wins didn't come out of that tournament. They actually came out of like other monthlies, where I beat None and I beat Professor Pro when he came to Canada too. Oh, those were probably my biggest wins.
Shit, that's pretty nutty too. Yeah, and being around Trulliam, you get to play around Trulliam, Ryan Ford. You have Coffee Black, Fork. You got a lot of big names up there, which I can imagine play a big part in this as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So with almost 4 years hitting 77th, you know, it's an accomplishment. But you're saying you're not proud of that, and at one point or another, you think you're gonna surpass that rank too?
I still think I'm terrible at this game, so I don't really care about the ranking. I just want to get to the point where I feel like I'm good at, like, I'm the best I can be, and I don't think I have reached that, not even close.
Okay, I see that. So it's a little bit different on the mindset that like, you want to be the best, but you want to aim for the best that you can be.
Yeah, I want to be the best I can be, because, you know, I just want to push myself to my limits, right? Like, everybody can say I want to be the best in the world, but, you know, sometimes you're not cut out. So you might as well just give it your all and see where it takes you, you know? Don't set too high of expectations of yourself. And you usually end up doing better that way anyway, because you put less pressure on yourself.
No, that's really smart. I don't think I've gotten that answer before. I haven't had that mindset before. And I kind of like that. That's not bad either. That's literally pushing yourself as hard as you can. And then if you come up short, you know, what, are you going to be mad that you tried your best, you know?
Yeah, you can't be mad. Like, you just did your best. You had a fun time on the way. You enjoyed the grind, and that's pretty much it.
Right. Oh my God. Something just broke. So... another thing that we could talk about here, I remember when I was getting in contact for people to come to a tournament out in my area, my school's region, Buffalo area. I even tried contacting you about maybe even attending, and at the time you had said you were taking a slight break, and that was all cool, and I'm glad. I'm glad that everyone needs their breaks and stuff like that. But how do you feel about when a player, top or low level, when they take a break? Do you think that's not always the best idea, or do you find, because clearly I'm gonna assume you're someone that finds positivity out of taking a break, and that you find it helpful. You want to talk about that?
So I did not take a break since I started playing until that most recent break. Before this, I was like, oh yeah, sure, I guess breaks or whatever. I don't know. I don't see the point though. Not for me, right? And then it takes something like my bad season I've had this year, where I'm just like, all right, something's got to change. I need to take some time off. Because it's just getting more rough and more rough. You know, like 4 tournaments in a row, you either like choke sets, you just play awfully, you don't even know what you're doing anymore. Yeah. And you really need to just like collect yourself, take some time off, and you know, come back with a fresh mentality. So I'm all for people taking breaks when they need it. Yeah.
And that brings into, I had like a second point about this being, do you think there's like, I don't really know too many people that have been put in this type of situation, but I feel that it could happen where you take, let's say you've been playing the game for about a year, maybe 2 years, and you take a break for about 3 months. You come back, you play for 6, you take another break. Do you think there ever comes a point when you're like, you're taking too many breaks? If I just stopped taking these breaks and just focused more, I'd be doing great. Or the counter argument to that being, stop playing. Like, you're taking too many breaks. It's not, what is the point?
I think this one is really dependent on the person themselves. So some people with their mentality, they could be telling themselves that they need a break, but really they don't. Maybe inside they're actually like lazy to practice, or they're just getting like too tilted from the game, and they're not really using the break to come back stronger. They're just using it because they're pissed off at the game. Right. And then when they come back, maybe all of a sudden it'll just get better. So I think it really just depends on the person himself and if they're being legit with themselves with taking the break. And in your eyes, what would you recommend is, well, I was gonna say, what do you recommend is the mindset that you should take a break at, but I feel like that's not exactly what I want to ask. I want to ask, like, let's say you know someone who is very pessimistic about the game. They've been trying their best for like a year or so, and they just don't see change. These people want to continue to play, though, because they want to see themselves get better. In that situation, would you probably say, like, no, take a break? Like, you're not seeing it? I think to fix that, you don't need a break. You need a whole mentality check. You need to look at your own ego, and you need to really do some self-reflection and completely take that out, and then actually just analyze why you're losing these games, why you're being angry with the game, and, you know, seek out help. I remember seeing a video of Duck, and there's a stream viewer who just exactly what you described. He's just super pessimistic of why he can't improve, and Duck was telling him all the right things, and he still wasn't listening. So again, it's not even about taking the break or not taking the break. It's about yourself and actually getting better. Right. Just trying to become a better person mentally, I guess. Well, no, that makes sense, yeah. Using mentality instead of a break, because a lot of the time when people want to place... When we play this game, everyone wants to place a blame. Like, there needs to be a reason that you're either not doing well, or there's a reason that you could be doing better. And at the end of the day, I feel like I see exactly what you mean in terms of like it's mentality more than it is here's your, because a lot of people look for what, like the straightforward answer, and there's nothing about this game that is a straightforward answer. Is straightforward. This is, oh man, Melee is a freaking journey, man. No, it is deeper than the Grand Canyon. Person just playing this game, it's insane what this game like does for you as a person. And, like, all the people you meet, everything you go through, it's insane, man. This game is, well, and that's another thing like too. The community as a whole. How do you feel about how it changed you as a person? Oh man, where do I even begin with that? Like all the friends I met, all the self improvement I've gotten from playing this game, better than anything else. Like, improving as a player, you pretty much have to also improve as a person. You have to be so open-minded to everything, because this game is not black and white. This game is so broad. Everything in it is just so open. So you have to be really open-minded to really improve, and you have to be open to new things. And when you lose, you have to be open to how you lost and all the factors that went around with it. So I guess really just Melee has just made me an even more open-minded person.
It's all about reflection, right? You know?
Yeah.
Just reflect on all this stuff and hopefully see progress from it. No, that's good. Oh my god, is Young D0nut selling out again? You bet your sweet ass I am. Real quick, I gotta plug my boys over at Mute City Customs, the premier GameCube controller and console customization company, and the best to ever do it. They do systems, controllers, buttons, I think, and almost anything you can think of. N-Freak and Typo, the legends, are just waiting to hook you up with the best controller or console you've ever seen. And while you're there, why don't you check out their merch store and get yourself one of those sexy t-shirts or a snazzy wristband, and be sure to use coupon code THEBAKERY at checkout for a whopping 10% off your order. Wow. And that's not all. Head over to my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/YoungDonut and click that sexy little follow button to automatically be entered for a chance to win a custom GameCube controller courtesy from our boys at Mute City Customs.
More information on that will be disclosed on the channel within the coming weeks.
And now, back to the show. So, another thing that we could talk about here is you're a bird player. I'm a bird player as well as a bird man player.
Let's go.
So, the bird in 2017, this is something that I like to focus on every now and again because I started playing I think 2 years ago. And one thing that you see top players bring up every now and again is they're like, you see Falco players dropping off in terms of not only MIOM top 100, but in playing overall, because the bird just, he's a good character, but why play him when you can play Fox? Why play him when you can play Marth? Like all these counter arguments to that. So the question right now is the bird in 2017 still possible? What do you think?
Oh yeah, definitely still possible. He's 100% still possible. It's just hard. I'm pretty sure all Falco mains can agree. We all have these like struggle moments where we're just like, oh my god, Falco, you suck. What the hell? Like Fox instead.
Your lasers don't work.
Yeah, lasers don't work. Everything sucks. Back air up till it gets punished. Yeah, Falco's silver. Blah 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 blah. But it's definitely possible. Some matchups are really rough, I think. Or not rough, but like hard. Like, because I don't think Falco loses any matchups. He's even or wins. But it's like a hard even, right? Because like if you play perfect, you can pretty much win, like decently. But one mistake and you die just so easily.
Shitty recovery. You've got very stationary and predictable kill moves. It's just
Yeah, like, you know, back air at like 130% on budget characters. It's just rough sometimes, but Falco's got all the control tools to pretty much keep any character at bay, which is his advantage. So he definitely has all the tools. Just like, for example, like why I want to play Fox and like the Puff matchup is just because like it's like, it's not that it's not possible. Falco is just that, you know, the tool of Fox is right there.
It's easier too,
yeah. It straight up is easier. And like for a long time, like when I said I was just only maining Falco, I really wanted to believe like, no, Falco, only I can do it all with just him.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's just me using my pride as a Falco player. Oh, I want to be a solo Falco because we don't have many of those anymore. And just do every matchup like that. But at the end of the day, you want to win, you want to get the W, and if the easier and the better tool is there, you know, just use
take advantage. Yeah,
exactly.
It's kind of like the idea where players like to. I know this is something I've seen at like low level people that like a good example. They play Puff at first. They're gonna be like, oh, Puff is so broken, I'm gonna play her, but I'm never gonna up throw rest. It's like, you say that, you say that, but just wait until you're getting bodied because you're not doing up throw
like
rest.
Some ICs don't wobble because they just don't like to wobble, and I'm like, you're gonna reach a point, dude, where you're down your like grabs where you're getting like 40%, you're ending it really quick, or you're missing handoffs all the time, like it's gonna get to a point, dude. You're just gonna get
you're gonna hit A at 100 beats per minute. You're gonna do it.
You're just gonna wall. You're gonna either switch or you're gonna have to wobble because it's just really hard at that point. You're just limiting yourself because of pride, pretty much. Right. You should never do that.
And this actually, a question even in the comments here, Jacobs Dylan, he asked a little while ago, and I think this is also a good question to ask, why did you ever pick Falco? Was there ever a real reason that he became the main?
So actually, when I started the game, I played Marth. I think I only picked up Marth because of Ken. I think I played Red Marth or something like that. I don't know.
Yep.
But
no, you did it for the blur.
Yeah, shouts to Blur.
Shouts.
But yeah, after a while, I was just playing at my friend's house, I'm pretty sure, because I had a group that I always played with when I was just getting into Melee. And I think I just tried out Falco for whatever reason, and I just had more fun with him. Yeah. I think that's the only reason. I just found him really fun. And maybe another reason is that when I played very casually as a kid, I named 3 characters. It's like my 3 favorite characters in the game was Link, Falco, and Roy. So my philosophy on that is that 1 out of 3 of those characters is actually good. So I'm gonna main that one.
I was gonna say, what a selection to choose from.
Dude, I love it because I was just a pro roller, down tilt, forward smasher. I was such a good kid at doing that. I just abused those 3 things. I was so good at it. But
you ever play against those Pikachu players that love to run around and hit down B as often as possible?
Down B, Kirby down B, jump, down B is Kirby. Spam laser, standing laser is Fox. I also love dash attacking. It's a great move back in the day.
Until people learned that if you hold down, that move sucks.
It didn't exist back in my day, holding down.
Same, dude. It's always fun thinking back on the casual days.
And Falco's also been like one of my favorite characters, like as just a character. Like I loved him in Star Fox 64. He's always been my favorite Star Fox character. I liked him in Brawl too. Like he's always just been one of the characters I liked in general. So that's another reason too.
Were you ever into Brawl as a player, or was that
as a casual? I loved that game.
Yeah.
Loved it so much. And actually, before I got into Melee, funny thing is that I remember because my cousin is the one who got me into Melee, and when he first showed me it, I was like, "Oh man, dude, this is too fast. It's not my game." And we actually played Brawl. Like, you know, he would show me Brawl competitive videos too, and I preferred to play Brawl over Melee. Like, he'd invite me to play Smash, and I'd be like, "Nah, I don't want to play Melee. I'd rather play Brawl."
Oh god,
it's just like, yeah.
How hard it is to say that now.
Yeah, I know, and it's really funny that I used to think that, and that's why I feel like Melee is more of a spectator sport than a playing sport. Like, so many people have been in the same situation as I am, where we look at Melee and we're just like, what the hell? This game is way too fast. There's no way I'll learn it. And what it actually took me to get into it was actually going to a local tournament. And it was just a straight up scrub tournament, but still, that whole tournament vibe is what really got me into Melee.
Yeah, I mean, everyone looks at a game or looks at a scene and doesn't understand it at first, and then if you actually put the time into it, if you actually find a passion within it, who knows, man? Who knows? You could be the next Armada. Maybe.
Of course, man.
Maybe not.
If you got the heart,
yeah,
you can do it.
It's always possible at the end of the day. And so at the end, well, actually, at the end of the day, do you ever wonder why, well, not wonder, but do you think there's a reason, though, other people, when like top players say like Falco's dropping off, do you think there's a reason that people they're not giving Falco a chance? He's just not the character people should be playing anymore?
Say that question again.
Basically, do you think there's like a bigger reason other than the fact that like obviously Fox is rated #1 in the game? Do you think there's a reason that like just people aren't playing Falco?
He's very difficult at the top level. I think he is very easy to learn, to get to the like mid-ish level, and even the level that I got to. Like, I'm not gonna say I didn't put in a lot of work. I did, but there is like he's got like his punish game. If you learn his punish game really well, you can definitely get pretty far. But there hits a big plateau where he has to go through this really uphill challenge, which I did do last year because that's how I got my wins over Professor Pro, none, all that, right?
Mhm.
You have to get over this hump that's just really difficult to as Falco, because he actually has so many tools to deal with all these situations, but Falcos love to limit themselves and only do a few of them, and then they become predictable, and then they die. So I just feel like a lot of the Falcos are going for too predictable options, and then it gets really frustrating, because I know myself when I play Falco a lot, it's just like I'll do like laser nair, they'll shield it all, wave dash out a shield, hit me off stage, I'm dead. I'm like, oh my god, Falco sucks. I just did everything right and I still died. But he's a really hard to reflect character, because he has so many tools, but if you just do it wrong, it's one of the worst feelings.
And that actually can even bring up the fact that it's like, are there matchups that Falco just can't deal with? Well, I know you were saying earlier you think he wins, if not goes equal with all of them, but do you think just because that's theoretical, is that like humanly a thing? You know?
I just think top puffs. I think if top puffs are pretty hard, if the puffs are playing the matchup really well, it can be pretty tough to deal with. Other than that, I don't think there's really that many other matchups. Like Fox is definitely probably the hardest, actually. A really good Fox that knows everything they're doing can make it really tough. But Marth is also quite a struggle, but I don't know. I just feel like almost every matchup with Falco is like even, because there's so much they can do and there's so much you can do, because Falco's control game is actually amazing. He can control every character, and I think another reason why a lot of people hate Falco right now too is power shielding lasers, but there's actually so many ways to not get power shielded. You can mix up laser timings, short hop timings. You can short a really low laser and then just jump right away and you hop over the power shield. So I feel like there's just a lot of people are too quick to judge on Falco, and there's a lot more you can do.
No, that sounds all about right. And then that kind of even leads into the fact that I know everyone can Kreygasm for this. I mean, PPMD's return. That's
thank God.
So excited. But the one thing I've heard is, and I can't cite a source on this because I don't remember where I heard this from. He might be dropping Falco and only going Marth from here on. Which only furthers, and like that kind of furthers what I was talking about earlier. It's like people are just dropping the bird. But we still have Mango, we still have West Balls, we still have you, we still have...
we got dude, look at the Shiz and Momo right now. Shiz and Momo are like the two hype mans right now, leading Falco right now.
But the problem is, I think I said, what, like 6 names right there? MIOM is 100 players. It's like, God.
I think Marth players also need PP, so like Marth and Falco players both need PP. It's actually pretty funny.
They got Mewtwo King, Mango now plays him every now and again when he's bored.
They got PPU, Moon.
PPU, Moon.
They have a bunch of other like mid players like Dart, Vro,
your man
Reaper, Nightmare.
Like
they got like Marth.
You guys got enough.
They got decent amount.
Give us PP.
But I also feel for solo Marth mains. As much as I hate playing against Marth sometimes, I also feel for solo Marth mains. They go through a lot too.
No, definitely.
But if PP drops Falco, man, that's gonna hurt.
It definitely will. In terms of if he doesn't, though, let's say he doesn't. Do you see him coming back and changing a metagame for Falcos, or do you think we're just going to see more of like he's just doing what we've seen Mango and West Balls do? Maybe he's mixing in a few unique things, but it's really nothing too big. What do you think?
I have no idea what to expect, actually. I hope he just comes back and disciplines all of us Falcos for doing stupid stuff. I mean, that's what I hope happens. Because I've been trying to discipline myself. Like I'm trying to I've catch myself spot dodging and rolling and just doing these stupid Falco options that work at mid level and get you destroyed at top level, and I'm just trying to get them all out of my game. So because PP is that type of Falco that will not do that stupid option like ever. So I'm gonna hope that if he comes back with Falco, he's just gonna discipline all of us and we're all gonna play like him. It's just gonna be great. We're gonna control and piss off our opponents all day.
Everyone's gonna get mad.
laser grab. We're gonna do some great efficient Falco things, and it'll be great.
He's gonna come back, hold the ledge, and just do somehow like a single mango laser from edge, re-grab ledge. Single mango laser, re-grab ledge.
he'll do some next level stuff for sure.
Double laser from ledge, re-grab ledge.
If only that existed, you know how lit that would be.
Oh my god. Yo, we'd be the best campers. We'd be the best. Fuck Puff. We'd be the best. So this also was something we talked about a little bit ago with the dual maining both species. And I know we talked saying like low level or when you're first starting the game, don't bother. However, the thing that can come up with that is another example. We'll use me as an example. I started this game maining a bunch of different characters. I still doubt that Falco's really my main, but he's tattooed on my back of my leg. However, so is Captain Falcon, because Falcon was my first main, and I loved him. But that fucking bird is so annoying to deal with in terms of Falcon. So the bird became a part of my life. When you look at players like that, like lower level or new players coming in, and you tell them not to dual main, what is your next tip to them? Because it's not always going to just stick in their head. They're not going to just be like, fuck you, I want to dual main. I want to dual main. What are you going to do?
This is pretty tough. I've been thinking about this topic kind of lately too, because there are certain stage matchups, character matchups that are just insanely rough. Like Falcon, Falco FD is so hard for Falcon. I'm not going to lie. It is. You know, playing against like... It's another example. Just like, like Sheik Ices. If you're a Sheik main, you pretty much good in every other matchup, but Ices is just insanely hard. It's just a matchup that's there that you're gonna have to deal with every now and then, right? So like all these characters have these matchups where it's either a losing matchup or it's insanely uncomfortable to play. Because like I don't think Sheik actually that's a tough one, but I'm not sure who really wins. I don't know enough about the character, but like for example me, like Falco Pa is very doable, but I don't feel comfortable like ever playing it. And when I've just been playing Fox recently, I feel so much more comfortable just playing in general. And that's how I feel like I think Falcon and Falco is actually a very fine matchup for Falcon.
Oh
like,
yeah,
Falcon
definitely.
can actually do it, except for FD. FD is just pretty rough. So like that's why I think when you reach a point, there gets a point to like the top or a higher level where dual maining makes way more sense. But at the low level, you want to fix everything else of your game first. Like a lot of people are quick to complain, like when a low level Falco beats them, oh my goodness, he just shot lasers at me, I couldn't do anything. Well, there probably was a lot of things that you could have done. But then again, that's the same thing even at my level. People around my level, even a little bit higher, we still think that, oh my god, this matchup is just so rough. But you know, we're not the gods, right? So even we're missing stuff in our game too. So it's really hard to answer that question properly. But I guess if you really feel it and you really feel it's right and you actually put in the work, it can work out if you dual main. But you could be limiting yourself. It's a risk. It's definitely a risk. I
think the counter question would be then, what about switching? You've been playing the game for a year and a half, let's say something like that, and you've been maining, I don't know, fuck it, Sheik. You've been playing Sheik for a year and a half, and now you just kind of started messing around with Falco at a tournament, and hey, you just got your highest placement ever with Falco at this tournament. You can dual main, or you could say, I'm done with Sheik, like this character hasn't gotten me anywhere. What do you think in terms of just switching your main? Do you think that's a better alternative, or do you think there's kind of like three answers to this? Do you think dual maining is safe with that situation? Do you think switching is better, or do you push your luck and maybe try again, measure out those odds? This is probably a more loaded question. My bad on that.
Yeah, but no, it's good because I've actually went through all three of these.
Oh yeah.
I went through a point where I wanted to switch from Falco completely to Fox, and I went through a point where I dual mained, and I went through now my point where I'm solo maining, where I was solo maining Falco. So I've been through all of them, and the switching one is definitely the one you don't want to do at a low level. Oh man, if you've been playing 1.5 years of Sheik and you just want to switch to Falco, that is so hard. So hard. You may think it's easy because, you know, you just switched it against your buddy in a friendly and it worked out that one game. You go to a tournament and you play like 6, 7, 8 different matchups, and then you have to know all those matchups, all those experience, and have all that experience playing in that environment. It's way harder,
right?
Because like, even though I think my Fox is decent right now, my Fox doesn't have tournament experience, which is so important. You need to not only have the matchup experience, but you have to know what it's like to play in tournament against this other character.
Right.
So switching can only work if you have huge dedication. You also love playing that new character that you're playing. You probably have to hate the character you play at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much has to be very cut and clear. You can't second guess yourself. It has to be very decisive if you're gonna do a full-on switch. If you're gonna dual main, this is more where you have certain times where you really like the other character. Like, for example, I have been really thinking about my dual maining situation and when I want to use Fox and when I actually really enjoy Fox over Falco. And like, I pretty much love Falco 85 to 90% of the time in all of my melee matchups. But then, you know, Fox, I mean, Puff and Icy, sometimes, you know, I'm just more comfortable playing Fox, and I actually feel like I'm actually pretty good at those matchups when I'm playing well. Sometimes I'll just have that, and then I actually want to dual main here because it makes sense for me, myself, and maybe even matchup wise. So, and then the third one is solo maining, right? So, solo maining, this is pretty much, you have to stick with your guns, and you have to, this is where you have to be really open-minded, and you have to look at every single reason about why you're losing these matchups. Like, I've had struggles against Samus, even Luigi in the past. I've still struggled. I always struggle with Puff and Puff Falco in my career, and also Ices. So like, I did a lot of work on just being like, okay, why am I losing these matchups? What do the top players do instead? So you have to really analyze all the things that you're doing wrong and what the better players do, and all of that, so that you can actually fully flesh out your character, like my Falco game, for example. So that's pretty much what you'd have to work on.
I think a big part of that is what you were saying a minute ago with the whole discipline. You need to have discipline in yourself, and hope, and like the hope that PP will come back and give us all discipline. But it's real too. A lot of people don't have discipline, and they, like we were talking way earlier, the whole everyone looks for the straightforward answer when it's just not there. You need discipline, you need patience, and you need to understand things. And
definitely,
I think that shows. So that's all I have in terms of the bird. In terms of players in your area, you know, I had an interview with Ryan about like three weeks ago, maybe, with Ryan Ford. And I know he brought up a couple names that are some players that's like, you better watch out for these guys. You have any names out in Ontario, or any unknown names that you've even just come across that you're like, holy shit, watch out for this guy? So
I think in general for Ontario, most people, KK, Ryan, Nunn, me, and Nightmare. But the more unknown people is definitely Moki. Moki's a kid in our region who doesn't have his passport, I don't think, so he doesn't travel.
Right.
But he's definitely on the level of me and Nightmare, for sure. He's got like the same wins, same results. He's probably the guy who potentially who might be above me on the next PR. But
he's actually one of the big names I remember Ryan bringing up. Moki was definitely on that list.
He should be as well known as Vic and I, or Nightmare and I, but it's just because he doesn't travel.
Right.
He just doesn't, not as many people know him. Right. So he's definitely the biggest one. Coffee Black, he's probably more well known than Moki, actually, but because he had that huge win at Canada Cup over KJH and Kage, which is huge wins for him, and he's also beaten IB multiple times. So he's also a pretty big name. Jamrun, who's from my city, like very close to me. We're pretty good friends. He's also been having a buster season where we've both just been losing a lot, but he's always been such a scary Peach player, and I think if he starts practicing more and he starts fixing his mentality, he can definitely make it back up to our level, because he was pretty much at Nightmare, Moki's, and I's level at a point. Damian Tyson is also a big name. I think lately he's been working, so his grind has kind of been questionable. I think he's got a few bad losses, but he's still a very, very solid player. He almost beat Dreffen in Michigan, so he's definitely got that potential there.
Right.
Monib is also a huge name. One of my good friends.
The
he's
Luigi,
a Luigi player.
Right? Yeah.
He's a huge believer, and I believe in him, dude. Like, he's a top Dota player, so I know he's got a chance to be good in games. So I think Monib can do it. He just beat Nightmare and Rain-X at SGL, so yeah, he's definitely doing big things already.
Oh, nice.
I don't want to forget anyone.
Get all those names out. Get all those.
I want to mention everybody because I know what it feels like to be left out of lists. And Vanitas. Vanitas. He's an Ices from Ottawa in London, and he beat me the last time we played. Ooh. Super solid Ices. I know he loves to study players, and he probably studied for me AF and destroyed me. But I think the only thing I want Vanitas to do more is just aim higher. Like, I remember last time we played Ryan, he was just like, "Oh, I'm not ready for Ryan" or something like that.
Oh, he's
so. I just want him to, just like go higher. You know, just aim to beat everyone. Don't focus on one player at a time. Just be the best player you can be, and it'll probably work out.
Definitely.
Who else we got? Moki, Damien. Oh, Fork. Oh, my boy.
Your boy.
My boy. He's the Ice's main. I just want him to do straight wobbles. He always does the down air regrab when he doesn't have to. As much as I hate Ices, he's always doing the inefficient wobble, and it pisses me off.
Just fucking kill me already.
Just grab and press A. Literally, they can't mash out a lot of the time.
Right.
But Fork was actually, interestingly, he was pretty much higher than me in Nightmare at one point. He was looking real hot last year. He at EGLX he made top 8, where he beat YUNG, Kirby Kaze, and he had that set against Mango.
Right. I'm pretty sure, didn't he take like a game or two or something like that? It was...
I'm not sure, but I know at Gommel, he was literally one hit away from beating Mewtwo King.
Oh, shit. And
after that set, I think that's what broke Fork, because after he almost beat Mewtwo King, he lost against a Quebec Peach. Quebec's right beside Ontario, and ever since then, it was never the same.
No.
Just started playing less, practicing less.
He became a spoon.
Fork is back now, and I know he's decently practicing, I hope, but he needs to get back into it, because
Fork, we're counting on you, man.
I want him to come back.
We're counting on
I want him to be back at the top.
He's got it. Come on, Fork. I know a guy in our chat's wondering why you didn't mention Zuppy.
Zuppy, that's probably Blake. Is it Blake? Blake can first show me that he deserves to be mentioned, and then I'll mention him, because I know Blake's got a lot of confidence and he's got some decent wins, but I just need to be shown first.
Damn, shorty, get on that.
Platt's also a good player. He's a Fox player, very solid, but I think he chokes in pretty big situations, which is the only problem. He needs to calm down, play his game. He's got a very solid game plan all the time, so just keep at it. And of course, there's our old school players like Sauce. He's always solid. Rain-X, who can always come back and just be insane. He was like my original mentor, pretty much. He like taught me a lot of things.
Nice.
And I think that's pretty much it for the biggest names. I think there's of course many other very good players, but yeah, that's pretty much the big Ontario people to watch out for.
Nice.
Hopefully I got most of them. If I missed you, I'm sorry.
If you didn't get mentioned, it's probably because you're not relevant. Ha ha ha. Got it.
I try to give love to all the players.
And that's all they can ask for, right? You know, what more can you do? I guess my last bit of things I was going to ask is, are there any other games that you really mess around with? You know, you were talking, you have a friend that's like a Dota player. You play any other games?
Pretty recently, I've been pretty big on playing League again. I used to play League a lot before I played Melee.
Yeah.
I was like Diamond 1 in League, and then I just like stopped playing for Melee.
Yep.
I guess right now I'm mostly just playing other PC games. So League of Legends, Overwatch. I play Counter-Strike every now and then.
Oh hell yeah! Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad at Counter-Strike, not gonna lie. But,
No worries, dude. I carry.
I feel like I'm good at shooting, but I just don't have the knowledge, of like all the places on the maps. But when it comes to just straight up shooting, I think I'm pretty decent.
I got that.
I used to play a lot of fighting games, Street Fighter, Marvel a little bit. Didn't get too big on those.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly just. I guess at the moment, ever since I played Melee, I've been less broad. It's mostly just been League, Melee, Overwatch.
I got you.
Counter-Strike.
A lot of the time when I ask that one, it's more or less players tell me like, "Oh, I've been speedrunning this game," or "I've been playing this game."
A lot of players go out speedrunning. I'm not a big into speedrunning. I feel like it's not my thing. It's just
gotcha.
It's gotta be a perfectionist, man.
It's so hard.
I have to be destroying another player. Every game I play these days, like I can't even play single player games anymore. I get too bored.
They're boring. No, they really are. Dude, are.
If I'm not destroying another person on the other side, I don't know, man. I just can't play these.
The computer doesn't count. I don't care if I beat a computer.
Yeah,
I want to beat your ass.
I actually have been enjoying roguelike games. You know those games where it's like a
sneak type thing?
No, not really roguelike. It's like Enter the Gungeon. It's a Steam game, but it's like games where you pretty much go from like dungeon to dungeon, or like The Binding of Isaac.
Yeah.
Yeah, games like that. I really enjoy those games because those ones are like really good tests of like skill, just like dodging and all that stuff. So those games are pretty fun.
Okay.
For the most part, it's pretty much games where I'm against an opposing team,
right?
Just so I can beat them.
I see you. I guess then that's all I had for my amount of questions. I know we had one more pinned question up in the comments here. I think Kevin Dehir, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. He was saying from a Puff point of view, Falco is one of his worst matchups because I have a hard time dealing with laser spams. What do good Puffs do that throws you off or gives you trouble as Falco?
I really wish I knew that, dude. Honestly, there was a point before I lost the 4%, I destroyed every Puff in my region, and I was so confident in the Puff matchup, and I legit knew everything bad Puffs would do, and I understand lower level Puffs hate Falco. I understand this, I know, but then I don't know what the top Puffs do, really. I really don't.
Yeah.
I thought I knew, I actually know nothing. That matchup it's just so weird to me. I know it's like... Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, nah, you got this.
Okay, so like Prince Abu is just like he's really confident in the matchup now, and I talked to him about it. It's just like I feel like if you learn to read their laser movement, you gain a huge advantage. So like not only just keeping it simple to jump over their lasers, because that's really simple, but getting into a range where lasering is very dangerous for them, and every jump Falco does is dangerous because I feel like what Prince Abu is really good at doing is he's good at reading your jumps and when you want to laser in that matchup. So you can pretty much use your crouchings and your jumps to kind of weave around Falco's lasers, and then you can pretty much predict when he wants to, go in very aggressively with an aerial, which is obviously very punishable on Falco's part. It's very risky. Or you can predict his laser movement, when he's going to jump, when he's going to... maybe full hop away or something like that. You can catch it with an up air. I guess it has to be. It can't be a reactive playstyle on your part as Puff. You can't be scared, and you can't just assume to react to everything and assume that Falco's going to make a mistake. So I feel like that's the thing a lot of low level Puffs do, is that they just wait around. They throw back airs that don't do anything, and against a good Falco, you just get hit with lasers. They're not going to give you anything for free, and then you lose. But what the good Puffs do is they play a very proactive game where they're looking for when you want a laser, and then they catch you with a back air there. When you're going to jump, catch you with an up air. And then when they finally feel you're going to go for an aggressive option, get ready to get the grab. And then they punish really hard there. So I think pretty much just less playing reactively, more proactively.
So there was a big reason that I was like, no, you go first. And I think that just about showed why. Because I don't think there's a single thing you just touched on that like I can even be like, yeah, also this. No, that sounds about right. Like, holy shit. All right, well, that's, I think, gonna wrap it up for me. I'm out of questions here.
Alright, sweet.
Will, What the fuck? Trillium, I thank you so much for coming on today, dude. It was a lot of
problem,
fun
man.
talking to you about all this.
I enjoyed it.
Hope everyone in the chat enjoyed it. Make sure you go follow this guy on all his social media. If you want to plug any of that, you can go ahead.
Yeah, man. Just follow me on Twitter, @Trulliam. I'm probably gonna start streaming soon, so.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm thinking about probably streaming some Melee net player. Definitely want to get into more grinding. It's definitely what I need to do. I might play on Anther's Ladder. I think that would be pretty fun, I guess. And I'm definitely gonna try to practice a lot more with people on net play.
Are you Trulliam on Anther's Ladder, or do you have that? Do you have that hidden alias?
I think I'm gonna make a fake tag.
Gotcha.
Just for the fun, just for the fun of it.
And
because I feel like if you use your actual tag and if people know who you are, they might just like not want to play with you.
Yep.
So I feel like it'll be more fun.
Right.
And,
definitely.
Yeah. It'll be good. It'll be good.
All right. Well, thanks again, man, for coming on. Really appreciate it. Shout out to all your homies that you were mentioning earlier.
Shout out to them. Shout out to Ontario. We're doing our best.
Hell yeah.
We just gotta travel more, man. That's all we want to. Because literally, me and Nightmare are known pretty well because we traveled.
Yep.
All you guys gotta do is just travel. I know Damien's been trying
just
to
travel
too. So.
Hell yeah.
So shout out to everyone who's traveling.
All right. Well, thank you so much, man. I had a great time, and everyone that came into the chat, thank you so much for coming. And we'll see you guys hopefully next week with another episode of The Bakery. Take it easy, everyone.
Peace out, guys.